Okay, so here we're going to talk about converting. So we have different units of measurements for angles. We have radians, and then we have degrees. So we're going to talk about converting from radians to degrees and degrees to radians. This is kind of like converting from Fahrenheit to Celsius, but in this case we're talking about angles and not heat. So in order to go from radians to degrees, you're going to want to multiply by 180 degrees over pi. And if you want to go from degrees to radians, you're going to want to multiply by pi over 180 degrees. So you are going to want to memorize those conversions. So example number 1, we're actually only having one example here, or two examples. So we're converting from radians to degrees. So think about this as your conversions that you do in science. So I need 180 degrees on the bottom so that it could cancel out with the degrees on the top, and therefore pi goes on the top. That's the way I memorize things. So here I could divide both these by 10, and I'm going to get 12 pi over 18. So I simplified both of these by 10. And then I could divide both of these by 2, so 12 and 18, I could divide both of them by 2. So that would be 6 pi over 9. And then I realized that I could divide it by 3. So 2 pi over 3. So finally, that's as far as we could go. So this next one, again, we're going to be doing the same thing. So times pi over 180. And I'm going to divide these again by 10 first. So the negative 300 and 180 divided by 10 is negative 30 pi. And the degrees again cancel out over 18. And then I could divide both of those by 6. So I'm going to get negative 5 pi over 3. And that would be my answer. So don't forget to carry over that negative. Alright, and last, I'm going to multiply times pi over 180 degrees. So again, the degrees are going to cancel each other out. And then the 12 and the 180, I'm going to divide both of those by 6. So I'm going to get 2 pi over, and then 30. So then I could actually divide it one more time by 2 pi over 15. So that would be my answer. Alright, the next example we're doing is we're converting from radians to degrees. So the way that you know it's radians is it does not have a little degree sign. So all these, they don't have degree signs, so they're in radians. So in this case, we're going to go ahead and multiply by 180 degrees over pi because we want the degrees on the top so they don't cancel out. So in this case, the pi's cancel out. And then 180 divided by 4, that's going to give you 45. So that would be 45 degrees. Alright, the next one, we're going to go ahead and multiply again by 180 over pi. So in this case, nothing cancels out, so we're just going to go ahead and multiply 2 times 180 degrees, and that would be 360, and then all over pi. So our answer is 360 degrees over pi degrees. So it's kind of a little bit funky, but that should be fine. Alright, so the next thing, we're going to multiply 180 degrees over pi. So the pi's will cancel out. And then 180 divided by 3 is going to be 60. And then 2 times 60 is 120 degrees. So that would be our answer. So that's basically how you convert. You're either going to be multiplying by 180 degrees over pi or pi over 180 degrees. So again, you are going to want to memorize this